rebuilding for success. The most effective strategy to overcome your circumstances is to rebuild yourself from inside. The most important project you'll ever work on is the one that shapes you. When you choose to rebuild yourself, you are committing to progress, which is the only route ahead. Rebuilding is not about restoring who you were. It is about constructing who you want to be. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel trapped in a place you don't want to be? Perhaps you've attempted to make changes previously, but nothing appears to work. Isn't it frustrating? Rebuilding yourself is not simple, but it is entirely achievable. The fact is that change does not occur overnight. It requires strategy, work, and the appropriate mentality. But think what your life would be like if you actually rebuilt yourself physically, intellectually, and emotionally. In this video, I'll show you 10 effective actions to rebuild your life and become the person you've always wanted to be. These aren't simply measures to take. They're a roadmap for altering your life. The first step is to make your objectives clear and actionable. You cannot construct a better version of yourself unless you know what that version looks like. Imagine stepping into a construction site without a plan. Isn't it chaotic? The same goes for your life. If you don't know where you're going, you'll lose time, energy, and potential. So today, we'll discuss how to make your objective explicit and actionable. Clarity is the first stage in the process of reconstructing oneself. Clarity begins with establishing objectives, but not just any goals. They should be specific and action-oriented. You cannot construct a better version of yourself unless you know what that version looks like. Imagine stepping into a construction site without a plan. There would be tools strewn around, things heaped up without order, and no structure in sight. The situation is chaotic. The same goes for your life. If you don't have a clear picture of where you're going, you'll squander precious resources. So today we'll look at how to set objectives that are both detailed and actionable. Let's start with the basics. What do you genuinely want? This question might be difficult since it requires you to delve deep. And here's the thing, what you desire should come from yourself, not from your family, society, or others' expectations. Actual ambition, why change begins now. Expectations from others around you may often distract you from concentrating on your own wants, aspirations, and dreams. Too many individuals spend their life pursuing what others want them to accomplish, and as a consequence, they are dissatisfied. Do not allow it happen to you. Take some time to sit down with a pen and paper. Yes, really write it down. Consider this question. What do I want in my life? Be honest with yourself. Once you've determined what you want, make it specific. If you desire financial independence, don't just declare, I want to be rich. That's ambiguous and unfocused. Instead, write something like this. I want to earn $100,000 per year by starting an online business by the end of 2025. That is clarity. That is direction. You've transformed a broad concept into a definite goal, and when you have something specific to strive for, your mind can concentrate. Your energy is not dispersed, and your activities are purposeful. But here's the thing. Huge objectives may be daunting. Look, the mountain in front of you might be overwhelming. That is why you must make your objectives actionable. Break down that large objective into smaller, more doable stages. If you wish to establish an internet company, the first step may be to investigate the market. Once it is completed, the next step may be to identify a product or service to provide. Following that, you may begin developing a website or devising a marketing strategy. Focus on one step at a time. Action generates momentum, which increases confidence. Let's speak about confidence. Confidence does not stem from wishing things were better. It does not arise out of thin air. Action leads to increased confidence. Every tiny step you take toward your objective helps you believe in yourself. And believe me when I say that, without self-belief, nothing else matters. No approach, guidance, or instrument is effective unless you feel you can accomplish it. Belief is the basis for all growth. It keeps you going when things become rough. And believe me, there will be terrible days. Another important aspect of this procedure is the use of deadlines. A goal without a deadline is only a dream. Deadlines create a feeling of urgency around your ambition. They push you to act rather than procrastinate. If your aim is to become in shape, don't just state, I want to lose weight. Write down, I want to lose 15 pounds in 3 months by working out 4 times a week and eating healthier. Notice the difference? A deadline elevates your objective from a concept to a commitment, and when you commit, you are more likely to follow through. Here's a key point. After you've established a goal, you must monitor your progress. You cannot improve what you do not measure. Let go of the past. Do not measure if your aim is money. Keep a weekly record of your profits. If your aim is fitness, keep note of your weight and the number of push-ups you can do. Tracking provides a clear picture of where you stand. It also keeps you motivated when you see your stats trending in the correct way. It's a reminder that your hard work is paying off. If the statistics aren't moving, monitoring might assist you figure out what isn't working and modify your strategy. Now, let's talk about something that's frequently overlooked. Responsibility. Goals are simple to overlook when you are the only one who is aware of them. Share your objectives with someone you trust. It may be a mentor, a close friend, or even a coach. When someone else is cheering you on or checking in on your progress, you'll feel a little more motivated to keep going. Accountability is more than simply having someone to report to. It's about having someone on your side who believes in you. That type of support can make a huge impact. And speaking of assistance, you should surround yourself with the appropriate people. Rebuilding oneself is a process that cannot be undertaken alone. You should be among people who encourage you, not those who bring you down. Take a critical look at the people in your life. Do they encourage you? Are they motivating you to be better? If the answer is no, it's time for some adjustments. The individuals you spend time with have a significant influence on your attitude and motivation. Another important step is to review your objectives on a regular basis. Life changes, and so do our priorities. What was crucial 6 months ago may not seem as urgent now. That is all right. Adjusting your objectives does not imply failure. Rather, it indicates growth. Reevaluate your objectives every few months. Are they still on track with where you want to go? If they are, then double down. If not, don't be scared to pivot. Flexibility is a strength, not a weakness. The goal is to remain dedicated to the process of progress, even if the destination changes. Now, here's a challenge for you. Sit down today and create one precise, actionable objective. Only one. Divide it into stages. Set a deadline. Find someone who will keep you responsible. Most critical, take the first step before the day is over. Because, let's face it, repairing oneself takes time. It's a process, a journey, that begins with a single choice to act. Number 2, establish a firm daily regimen. To rebuild yourself, you need a solid foundation, which is based on your daily routine. The way you spend your days influences who you become. If you get up, float aimlessly through the day without purpose, and finish it without a feeling of achievement, you are not progressing, you are standing still. To become a better version of yourself, your daily routine must be purposeful, productive, and in line with your objectives. Let us begin with mornings. The way you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Wake up at the same hour every day, including on weekends. This promotes discipline and brings your body and mind in sync. Avoid picking up your phone first thing in the morning. Instead, spend the first 30 minutes on tasks that will excite and focus you. This might be recording your ideas, meditating for clarity, or exercising to energize your body. Drinking a glass of water is a simple yet effective way to announce that you're ready to face the day. The objective is to make these actions non-negotiable. They are not optional, they are an integral component of your identity. Next, let's discuss priorities. A solid routine is more than simply staying occupied. It's all about effectiveness. Before you start your day, determine what you need to do. These should be chores that will get you closer to your objectives. They do not have to be large-scale projects, but they must be meaningful. For example, if you want to enhance your health, one of your chores may be to plan nutritious meals for the day. If your aim is financial, you may spend 30 minutes studying about investing or savings tactics. The goal is to concentrate on what moves the needle rather than what distracts you. Now, let's talk about time management. A solid routine does not simply happen. It is something you must practice on a daily basis, structuring each aspect of your day with purpose and attention. This is how you set the framework for your own reconstruction, one step at a time. Building resilience for 2025. To begin, organize and divide your day into chunks of time devoted to certain activities. Set aside an hour in the morning for substantial work, which requires attention and inventiveness. Use the afternoon to do less taxing tasks, such as emails or errands. Don't forget to plan pauses. Your mind needs rest to be sharp. A 10-minute break per hour might help you stay motivated and productive. Here's a tip. Reserve your peak hours. If you are most awake in the morning, devote that time to your most critical task. Do not squander it on social media or frivolous chores. Instead, concentrate on what is most important during your peak energy levels. Movement is another important aspect of your daily routine. Physical exercise benefits not only your body, but also your mind. Make time each day to exercise, whether it's a 15-minute stroll, a fast workout, or a full gym session. Movement gives you more energy, clears your thoughts, and helps you feel stronger. You don't have to run marathons or carry big weights. Just choose something you love and stick to it. Daily movement creates discipline, which is crucial for self-rebuilding. Now, let's discuss your nights. How you finish your day is as essential as how you begin it. Use the last hour before bedtime to contemplate and prepare. Write down your accomplishments, what went well, and where you can improve. This is not about beating yourself up. It is about learning and developing. Plan out your responsibilities for the next day, so you may wake up with a clear direction. Avoid using screens an hour before bedtime to help your mind relax. Instead, read an uplifting book, listen to relaxing music, or spend time with loved ones. The objective is to finish the day with tranquility and thankfulness. Consistency is another key component of a great routine. You will not notice effects after doing anything once. True progress comes from showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Let me be clear. There will be days when you feel weary, uninspired, or inclined to abandon your routine. But those are the days that count the most. Push through and make it a habit. Hydration is also very important. Drink lots of water throughout the day. Start your day with a glass of water and carry a bottle with you to remain hydrated. Aim to drink half of your body weight in ounces every day. Staying hydrated allows you to feel more alert, focused, and energetic. Building a healthy immune system is also essential for sustaining high energy levels. You don't want to be continually battling colds or illnesses that may impede your productivity. A strong immune system is supported by good nutrition, exercise, stress management, and enough sleep. You may also give it vitamins, minerals, and supplements. Vitamin D and zinc, for example, may help your immune system function better. A robust immune system keeps you healthy and on pace for your objectives without interruption. Finally, think about your general lifestyle. Your surroundings has a significant impact on your energy. Are you always surrounded by negativity? Habits that define you? Spending time with individuals who deplete your energy or cause stress in your life might have a negative influence on your health. It's critical to assess your surroundings physically and emotionally. Create an environment in which you may feel relaxed, motivated, and productive. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage your progress, not those who hold you back. When you eliminate harmful influences and engage in uplifting good connections, you will notice a difference in your energy levels. Focusing on your health and vitality is more than simply looking and feeling good in the present. It is about laying a firm foundation for anything you wish to do. Prioritizing your health gives you the greatest opportunity of performing at your peak, facing problems straight on, and staying on track with your goals. Health and vitality are the foundation for whatever else you wish to accomplish. Without them, it is difficult to restore oneself. Take care of your body and mind, and they will care for you. Failures and errors are inevitable components of the process of rebuilding oneself. The key to progress is to learn from them, not avoid them. In truth, every loss provides a chance to improve, strengthen, and expand one's capabilities. If you don't make errors, you aren't pushing yourself hard enough. Let's speak about how to transform every setback into an opportunity for something better. First, let us confront the fear of failure. It's normal to be terrified of failure, but you must reframe your anxiety. Failure is not the end of the journey. Rather, it is a necessary step. Every successful person you respect has failed many times. The way people deal with failure distinguishes those who succeed from those who do not. Successful individuals do not let failure deter them. Instead, they learn from it and utilize it as a springboard to further achievement. Failure teaches you where you went wrong and how to do better the following time. If you stop at failure, you halt your growth. If you accept it, you get crucial lessons that will move you ahead. The first step in learning from failure is accepting it. Stop fleeing from it and don't allow your errors to define you. Instead of perceiving failure as a negative, consider it a chance for growth. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What went wrong? And how can I improve next time? Every failure teaches a lesson, but only if you are ready to learn from it. Don't beat yourself up over it. Instead, learn, adapt, and go on. Developing resilience is also important in the process of rebuilding oneself. Resilience is the capacity to recover stronger after each setback. It's not about never falling down, but rather how fast you get back up. When you fail, allow yourself time to digest the event, but don't linger on it. Do not wallow in self-pity or despair. Instead, tell yourself that failing is a part of the process. Everybody fails. It is what you do next that counts. Dust yourself off, use the things you've learned, and go back to work. Every time you overcome failure, you gain mental and emotional strength. As you rebuild yourself, resilience becomes an important skill that will help you remain strong and focused on your goals, creating a vision of success. Failures serve as a reminder that you are pushing your limitations. When you attempt something new or push yourself out of your comfort zone, you increase your chances of making errors. But that is where growth occurs. Without failure, you would not know your boundaries or where you needed to develop. So embrace those hurdles, knowing that even if you don't achieve right away, you're honing your talents, thinking, and perseverance, which will get you closer to your objective. You should also detach your identity from your failure. Too many individuals take failure personally. They believe, I failed, therefore I am a failure. But this is not true. Failing does not define you as a failure. Rather, it defines you as someone who is trying, someone who is willing to take the initiative. You may always try again. And every time you try, you improve. Realize that failing at anything does not define who you are. It just indicates that you took a risk. And risk is essential for progress. Every successful person has failed, but they never let their errors to define them. Instead, they exploit their missteps to drive their subsequent attempts. Self-reflection is another crucial part of failure-based learning. After a failure, take the time to reflect on what occurred. Assess the problem objectively. What were the contributing factors? Did you lack preparation? Were you impatient? Did you neglect to seek for assistance when you needed it? Determine what went wrong so you may make changes going ahead. Self-reflection enables you to identify areas for growth and make better judgments the following time. It's also vital to understand that failure doesn't necessarily occur in a single occurrence. Small errors often build up. So instead of becoming disheartened by a single major failure, break it down into smaller sections. What can you get from each step? What moment did things begin to go wrong? When you can identify the little errors, you can prevent them in the future. Breaking down a failure into smaller components makes it easier to manage and take action. Remember to surround yourself with the appropriate people throughout times of failure. You'll meet others who believe in you, urge you to get back on track, and share their own tales of failure and recovery. Remember that you do not have to go through this journey alone. Find a mentor, coach, or simply a buddy to help you put things in perspective. They will remind you that failing is a normal part of life and does not define you. These folks may provide advice, insight, and support, making it simpler for you to keep going. Never be frightened of failing ahead. That entails taking what you've learned from your mistakes and applying it in a manner that brings you closer to your objectives. Don't get into the trap of repeating the same error. Use your mistakes to modify your approach, devise new techniques, and improve your abilities. When you fail ahead, each mistake is an investment in your future success. You transform each setback into an advantage that drives you toward your objectives. Finally, remain tough and adaptive. Rebuilding yourself is more than simply establishing objectives and working hard. It's also about maintaining resilience and adaptability. Life is uncertain, even with the greatest preparations in place. Things will not always go as planned. Take massive action. The capacity to recover from setbacks is the key to long-term transformation and progress, not perfection. Resilience and flexibility are your most valuable companions on this path. The first thing you should know about resilience is that it is not a natural ability, it is a muscle that you may develop over time. Life will put you to the test. Whether it is a personal setback, a professional struggle, or an unforeseen turn of events, you will encounter roadblocks that threaten to derail your development. The issue is not if these barriers will occur, but how you will behave when they do. Being resilient entails being strong in the face of adversity. It is the capacity to keep moving ahead, no matter how difficult the journey gets. To develop resilience, begin by controlling what you can focus on, the activities you can do today, rather than being overwhelmed by the broader picture. When things become difficult, it's easy to get immobilized by the thought of everything that's going wrong, but that's when you have to concentrate on what's in front of you. Take a modest step forward. Do something today that puts you in the correct path, no matter how tiny it seems. These modest acts build momentum, which is a tremendous thing. Each minor win increases your resilience and commitment. Now, adaptation is as crucial as resilience. If resilience is about remaining strong, adaptability is about responding to changing circumstances. Life does not always offer you what you anticipate, and you may find yourself in circumstances where your initial strategy is no longer effective. This is where adaptation comes in. It is the capacity to shift direction without losing sight of your overall aim. It is about being adaptable and prepared to pivot when confronted with obstacles that need a different strategy. When you're rebuilding yourself, expect things to not always go as planned. You will meet barriers, diversions, and unexpected events. The more rigid your approach, the more difficult it will be to modify. To adapt, you must be open-minded. It is easy to get committed to your initial idea and frustrated when things do not go as planned. However, now is the moment to let go of your connection to results and be open to new chances that may arise. Failure is not always the end of the road. It might be the start of something new. If you're prepared to be open to it, you may convert what seems like a setback into an opportunity for progress. Adaptability also entails accepting change. Change is difficult, but it is unavoidable. Whether you like it or not, you will have to adapt, learn, and develop in ways you did not anticipate. But each time you do, you become a stronger and more resilient version of yourself. It's also crucial to realize that resilience does not imply doing it alone. When things become rough, reach out to someone. Seek counsel, consult with mentors, or just discuss your difficulties with others who care about you. Sometimes you need another person to help you see the larger picture and gain perspective. Final words of motivation: asking for aid is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it demonstrates strength. Those who rebuild themselves the best understand that they do not have to go through it alone. They surround themselves with individuals who can encourage, advise, and even assist them in adapting to new circumstances. Reaching out for assistance is not a sign of defeat. Rather, it is a step toward progress. Finally, by caring for your mental health, you may increase your mental resilience. When you're continuously confronted with problems, it's easy for negative ideas and self-doubt to take hold. It is critical to have a positive mentality and concentrate on solutions rather than problems. When faced with problems, remember yourself that setbacks are just temporary. What counts is how you approach them. Do not allow negative feelings to take control. Practice positive self-talk, meditation, or anything else that will help you maintain your mental strength. Your mind is a powerful tool, and when used correctly, it can help you remain resilient and adaptive no matter what life throws at you. Resilience and adaptation are more than merely the capacity to overcome life's adversities. They are about prospering despite obstacles. When you can meet problems head on, remain adaptable, and keep moving ahead, regardless of what happens, you set yourself up for success. You cannot control everything that occurs in life, but you can choose how you react. And once you've developed that muscle of resilience and adaptation, nothing will stop you from reconstructing yourself into the person you want to be.